Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good night, whatever it is where you are. We're just gonna go like a really quick couple-minute video over our thoughts on this season so far. We don't like it, though we are gonna hold off on like absolutely dog watering this season until like a one or two until the like closer to the end once everything calms down a little bit. Last season was very similar to this. There was a lot of high-end weapons, a lot of legendary weapons, a lot of legendary loot, a lot of things in the beginning of next last season, and it subsided after like a month, which we're hoping it doesn't take that long. But this season's kind of following that where you're just finding gold scars, gold shotguns, chug jugs, and a whole bunch of other things just everywhere. Um, and so it makes the game really, really hard, especially since three of the four spray weapons are using medium ammo. They're doing, 25 to 30 damage minimum. Even at range, the Tommy gun's doing 20 plus damage. And you're not seeing anybody rocking anything less than purple or gold. So, yeah, it's really rough out here, especially with controller players. We are getting dog walked by controller players. These guns have no bloom, they have no recoil, and they hit for 60 to 72 damage per headshot. You're just getting melted everywhere. The other inconsistencies that are, the one main inconsistency that we're having with this season are the shotguns. Luckily, we're not the only ones that are having the shotgun issue. It seems that a lot of other people are running into the fact that they'll shoot at somebody, that other person will turn around and immediately just lay them out with with their shotgun, and they could be rocking the same shotgun. Typically, it'll be the 8-bit or the Oni, because there's really no reason to run the pump, even in even in builds. That's what's so bad about the pump right now. Um, and so yeah, luckily we're not the only ones that seem to be noticing the shotgun issue. But anyway, we're just being dog walked this season. We're not really having fun. We keep like coming back every once in a while. As you can see, we've won four. Wow, that's crazy. We only have one, maybe we have the other one on stream, but probably not. The last two, at least three, we were just doing. We got by accident, and it's one of those things where it's like, how did you get by accident? Genuinely, it was an accident. We weren't even in there to do anything except get these quests done. What is this? Collect weapons dropped by unlimited players. Just weird. But and then we have these collect power-ups. We don't know what these things are. We're not gonna lie. We have no idea. And but anyway, we were in there to do these, and we just like we legitimately just walked into a win, which is just weird. Um, but we know what you're saying. How you're level 93. You got to be playing a lot. Yeah, we're playing custom lobbies. We're not even gonna lie. What are these called? Brain slap games, brain rot games. Genuinely, we just turn our brain off and do that. We'll get 6 to 8 levels. Excuse us, per time we play, which is again, we just turn our brain off and we listen to a documentary, and that's pretty much what we were doing when we actually filmed our last win. It was all like 30 seconds. We'll probably phase it in here while we talk. Um, but we legitimately got that win by accident, where we could have sworn that this dude saw us because he had height over us, and we were just sitting on a building watching a YouTube video. When we look back, and we're like, "Oh, Sniper Glenn," and and then we did the most obvious thing. We crash padded over off to his left, and somehow he didn't see it. Somehow he didn't hear it. He didn't. It was weird. But yeah, we kind of walked into that and we missed one of our shotgun shots. That was completely on us. It was not the shotgun's fault, but yeah, it was an interesting time. But like when we say we accidentally walk into it, that's genuinely we accidentally a victory. And it's just like we don't know how. Like it just happened. Anytime we try to get a victory, we absolutely get dog walked, and it's a little bit frustrating. we don't know. We were hoping that the sprites would take a huge, huge down step into what they were, you know, but they're not. Unfortunately, they're very much not taking a backseat to where they were. In fact, the rumor is that they're going to have another 100+ sprites in this season, and ultimately, genuinely, we're just not. We're like just that information alone does not make us want to play this game, especially since these. What the hell's even this? Especially since some of these actually do decent things. This will give you basically infinite fall no fall damage. This will just give you an 8-bit shotgun, which, yay. And gain a score multiplier, okay. But yeah, this will give you a double jump. This is the one that a lot of people are using. Along with this spray with the Oni shotgun, it's crazy. But like we said, we're not really playing. In fact, a lot of people that we don't even recognize any of these people, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, it's just one of those things where, yeah, you know, it's yeah. As of right now, our initial impressions are like a 3 out of 10. We absolutely do not. There. And the thing is it has a very good chance of going lower. So yeah, we don't know. Yeah, we've inputted all 20 something codes, in the thing. We swear we got like 4 or 5, 2000 sprite dust, codes, and. It says we have 11,000 here, but it says we have 0 here. Interesting. Now we have 8,000 here. 5,000 there. Anyway, it's just one of those things where... Mythic. And the thing is by next week, this isn't even going to matter. It's not going to matter that we just spent all of our sprite dust, which, by the way, apparently is only capped at 20,000. Again, a big negative blow, especially since some of these are costing, 5, 6, 7,000 sprite dust to readmit. That was just 5,000 sprite dust there. Like they're like, we were hoping that sprite dust would take a back, or sprites and sprite dust would take a back seat. Instead, they're actually making it almost mandatory. Oh my god, mandatory. Thank you, brain. Thank you, mouth. For you to play this, because the shotguns in rotation are absolutely fucking dog water. So you have to get the Oni shotgun to have a good a good shotgun, and then the rest of these are just like, why do you exist? This flare gun, can hate it. We hate the flare gun so much, and same with everything else on here. What's interesting is the dual pistols are actually a lot better than we initially thought they were going to be, and so like we don't know. It's one of those things where the loot pool is good, but it's good in a bad way. Again, both ARs are doing 60 to 70 headshot damage. We saw a gold legendary ranger do almost 80 damage on a single headshot. We're talking a 4-tap AR in the loot pool. That's just not good. And then you have a 5 or 6-tap with the Scar. And then the spray weapon with the Tommy gun that is surprisingly accurate at range, and it shouldn't be. Again, and for whatever reason, it takes medium ammo, but when you get it out of a vending machine or you get it out of a chest, it drops light ammo. It's so... yeah. So yeah, as of right now, like a week into this, we think it's about a week, we don't like it. It's an absolute dog shit season. We're so much so that we're already like we didn't even think about this season until it came up, and we were like, hey, the season's almost over, and it kind of hit us in the face when we were playing last season. We're like, hold on, this is happening. But with this season, we're already thinking of mini season. We already don't want anything else. We don't want anything to do with this season. We're basically only playing, and again, they're mostly custom lobbies, so that way we get the battle pass, and then we're pretty much going to stop playing. If anybody noticed, we weren't live today, for obvious reasons. We have nothing to play. We tried to play Tarkov. It just we don't know. It was one of those things where we don't know. We didn't have fun playing it, but we also like didn't hate it. And so we're like, yeah, we're not gonna do this. And then we tried to put Dead by Daylight again, and again, it wasn't. We didn't hate it, but we also didn't have all that much fun. Um, and so we stopped playing that. And then we thought, like, we woke up today and we're like, man, what are we gonna play? We're not gonna play anything, or at least nothing that people are gonna watch. Again, we're gonna be sitting here in this in this custom lobby for 7 hours. Um, and so it's just one of those things where if people weren't going to watch it, we don't want to stream it. And so, yeah, the season sucks. We want it to be over. Then the other bad thing is we heard OG was stopping and that it was going to restart back again on chapter 1 season 1, which is just so irritating. We were hoping that OG would continue on and like eventually, as OG kind of sort of caught up again. When OG first came out, it was only supposed to be month-long things, and it was supposed to sort of fast track, um to catch up, except that didn't last, and they ended up going longer and longer and longer seasons. And then once this OG season is over, is this OG season over? It's September 2nd, so like 2 weeks from now, not even. This is it. And then it restarts over in December, which makes absolutely no sense. But we were really hoping that it would carry on into the other chapters, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, things like that. But now that it's going to be kind of sort of over, and they're going to restart it back at chapter 1, season 1, which just is vomit inducing, by the way. Now we're wondering, is there going to be a remix season for chapter 3? A chapter 3 remix season, like they did chapter 2 at the end of chapter 5. Chapter 2 remix season. Again, there's been no mini season this chapter, so there's got to be a mini season at the end. So, what's it gonna be? We hope that's chapter 3, and then next year's chapter 4, just simply because we want a particular chapter 4 skin, and we're hoping for it. Like right now, it's kind of chapter 2 was on 5, chapter 3 uh was in theory supposed to be on 6, but instead hopefully it'll end up being on 7, and then on chapter 8 you'll have chapter 4, and it's kind of like a halfway point. And so, well, no, because eventually it'll catch up. But anyway, like chapter 8 with a chapter 4 remix season, and then we get the skin that we're looking for. Personally, that's what we want, but Epic's not going to do it because they suck. And anyway, we just want the season to be over. That was longer than we wanted it to be, but yeah, we hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening. We'll probably not see you for the next until this chapter's over. We're not gonna lie. Yeah. Okay, bye.